Hey guys, what's going on, friends and family? My name is Skylent, and today we're going to be talking about instant progression, or, well, it doesn't have to be instant, but just, you know, progression, bypassing progression, sure, whatever. Anyways, guys, yeah, if you're new here, we talk about games and stuff, and this is kind of like a podcast, kind of like a rant, but it's really more of a conversation. So if you would join us down below in the comments below, we are kind of relatively nice to each other. Yeah, so I'm going to start this dialogue here with the topic, instant bypassing progression. I don't know what I'm going to name it. I don't know what the title is going to be. But anyways, this is going to be kind of brought on because WildStar is going to be for a limited time allowing people to instantly get to level 50, which is pretty cool because WildStar is a game that's focused on its end game. Its end game is supposed to be like the highlight of itself, and it is supposed to be incredibly engrossing, pretty difficult, pretty fun. It's supposed to be pretty freaking good. Now, the problem, of course, that I have with this is that then, well, is the rest of the game fun? What about first impressions? That's my specialty, right? You play a game, do first impressions, you can kind of, you know, make some assumptions about what the rest of the game is going to be like. Yeah, so whenever I played WildStar, I felt that it was actually incredibly usual, which is really tragic because I know it had an amazing housing system. I know its end game is intense. It was supposed to have a really fun PvP as well, which I was actually incredibly excited for. That was what I was most excited about whenever WildStar was really being announced and teased and stuff, and they started showing like the trailers and stuff for the battlegrounds. Oh man, dude, I was so hyped for that. But, you know, when we actually get into the game, it's just like, oh man, this is pretty usual. This is actually worse than World of Warcraft before Cataclysm. Yo, after Cataclysm, dude, World of Warcraft's got some good intro quests. Undead, the best starting zone, any MMO, period. Objective. Okay, I'm just kidding. That's pretty biased. But anyways, a lot of MMOs, it's not just WildStar, they have, you know, kind of usual questing or pretty boring early games. And why I'm talking about this specifically is because whenever you introduced like you know, instantly, you know, max level stuff, yeah, that too, that's the main point, you know, that's like, oof, that's really what I'm talking about. But also I think experience boosters, you know, anything that allows you to kind of bypass some of the content, the questing, the grind. I think that's just that's instantly admitting that your content is there just a time gate. It's just there to incentivize actually buying the experience boosters, players spending money, and it's just admitting that your content is kind of shit. It's kind of just admitting that it's trash. And I think developers can kind of explain away a lot of the, you know, the whole questing thing because, well, it's an RPG and you can build your character and everything, blah blah blah. Yeah, I mean, if you're offering boosts and instantly allowing me to go to max level, the quests aren't necessary then. But if they are saying that it's there for a tutorial, you know, to teach players how to really play the game, no, it's not. No, it's not. Have you guys ever played an MMO and then got into endgame and started trying to PvP, and then people are like, yo, you don't actually know how to play the game? Or you finally got to like the endgame raids, and then all of a sudden you actually need to learn your class? Yeah, that's been the case for me every single time where I play an MMO. You know, famously, I think most recently, Black Desert Online, right? It's a game where you get to near the cap, you know, 56, and then I think like the highest anybody's ever gotten was 62, but 56 is kind of like the start of endgame. That's where you get Awakening, and all of a sudden everybody's like, yo, you actually just started the game. You don't fucking know anything, kid. And but is that my fault? Because even doing just, you know, spamming one single ability, I literally just walked through the whole game. Like, it was super easy. There was nothing that challenged me, which means there was nothing that really taught me how to play. And now that I'm, you know, end game, I don't really know, how to do the things and stuff. And that's gonna be for like so many games, man. Now, there's some games where the end game is pretty easy, but then there's some games that's not so easy. It's kind of a mixed bag with Terra for its end game. Terra's end game can be, I mean, because there's difficulty sliders, so it can be like, yeah, it's pretty easy and fun, and then to where it's like, oh my god, this is impossible, what the fuck? Yeah, so some end games don't really require it so much, which even then, you know, I don't know, dude. I just, either way, I don't understand why quests really exist. If your quests aren't actually going to teach the proper mechanics of the game, then you can't really explain away the whole, you know, it's a tutorial kind of thing. Besides, your tutorials are fucking long, dude. It took me a week to get to level 56 on Black Desert, and still, I didn't really learn anything exactly. And I could say that for a lot of MMOs. Like, I'm not really learning anything. So Anyways, I feel like if you're going to design a game, every piece of the game should be properly curated. The quests shouldn't just be thrown together. And we all know these quests, right? We all know the leveling experience in MMOs generally is not good. I think one of the best MMOs, World of Warcraft, has really good starting zone quests, and then pretty much everything else is literal garbage. Now, there used to be some really cool class quests, which they gutted. And there's every once in a while, there is a gem of a quest inside of World of Warcraft specifically, and lots of MMOs. I know that. It's not every single quest, but like, 1% of them basically is actually good. And then in World of Warcraft, the very end game quests are pretty decent too. And I think a lot of games are like that. I know Terra's, like, when you start getting to the end game, the quests you get some cinematics and stuff, and like the quests are kind of funny and things, and it like actually gets kind of cool a little bit. And like that's kind of interesting, but most of the time, dude, especially for the leveling, like right after the introductory phase, when you get into the leveling phase, probably like generally in MMOs, it's kind of like level 20, level 20 to like level 50, the max to max level. It's basically all that doesn't need to exist. It just doesn't need to exist. Let's do questing until we have, basically our abilities, and give us our abilities really fast. It should be an ability a level, or more, or 2 abilities a level, like 1 active, 1 passive. And then let's just go into the real shit. Like, if you're gonna give us quests that actually challenge us, that actually require us to think, that actually teach us how to really play the game, optimally to the fullest, so then when we get to endgame, we can truly enjoy it. But so far, it's really just time-gated and stuff. And why? Because they can then do these promotional things where it's like, oh, you get to instant max level, and you can buy from their cash shop, experience boosts, and things like that. It's just admitting that, all in all, the content is not good. So, I mean, okay, so I'm being a little bit harsh on WildStar here, but they are doing a promotion right now, so that's why I wanted to mention it. Like, all games kind of do this. Now, in my opinion, I do have fun, like in Guild Wars 2, I am actually going back, and I've been playing all the different zones, and in fact, I got to level 80 only doing starter zones, the starter zones and the secondary zones for all the different races. Like, I genuinely thought it was fun. It was fun, but to be honest, like, there's probably 1 or 2 hearts in every zone, which there's like 6 to 8 or 12. Fuck, there's a couple hearts in every zone, but the vast majority of those are not unique, really. But there is still some uniquity there, okay, so, WildStar's the same. Some quests are more cinematic than others. They have more story entwined with them than others, absolutely, but the vast majority of it, is just not great. Now, some games have more than others, so I think Elder Scrolls Online quests are actually pretty cool. I mean, the voice acting helps. The voice acting definitely helps. The first-person view helps with the immersion, absolutely. So the production, that can change. The production of the quests can change. So you can have campaigns, you can have open world stuff, and then you can have basic what World of Warcraft and WildStar does, or Terra as well, which is they're kind of like they're single-player quests, but you're in an open world, and it really just becomes awkward to play with people. It's I don't know, the quest text actually reading and stuff. That's super odd. Like, have you ever played with somebody and did they ever let you actually read the quest? That just doesn't. That almost never happens. So boosters are very antisocial as well, actually, thinking about that. So let's say that you're playing with a friend, okay? And let's say you're enjoying the cutscenes, you're reading the quest text, the additional logs or whatever, like in Elder Scrolls, you're listening to the voice acting. Let's say you're all going at the pace and you're all truly completely engrossed in the game, but then one person has an experience booster. That kind of fucks up everything. Maybe not immediately, but eventually that person is going to outpace you. Now, maybe they can still play with you, but then the difficulty, the balance, the whole balance, the whole experience of the game is actually completely changed then. It's completely changed, and it feels completely different, and essentially, basically what I'm saying is that the MMO genre as a whole generally does questing very bad, which is weird because that's the genre that does questing. But I actually think that it's just shit. It's all fucking shit. Yeah, so that's pretty harsh, especially since I said I love Guild Wars 2. I thought the heart idea was really cool and everything. Elder Scrolls Online, pretty cool too, and I like the campaigns and everything. And so there is some good stuff there, but at the same time, I really just kind of want to say, just be a consumer. I just want to be a consumer. Peer-to-peer, guys. I just want to say, questing fucking sucks, okay? Like, what they should do is if a quest sucks, then just gut it. Just gut it and kill it. Which, in my opinion, I feel like World of Warcraft did the opposite. They're like, oh, we have these unique class quests, which make every class feel different. Let's just take those out. Let's just take those the fuck out. Even though they were some of the most mechanically fun and challenging quests in the game. I literally looked forward to playing them. In fact, I rolled a thief just so I could play the thief quests because it was really fun. It was really cool. And I rolled a paladin because I wanted to do the resurrect quest line and do the mount quest line. Super, super cool stuff. They were challenging. They were fun. And they also, there was like the whole aesthetic idea, right? Like you're a paladin and you're going to go resurrect somebody, or you're going to go in and finally get your mount, and you have like, you have a tangible reward from your quests. Like those are the good quests. I can't believe they gutted them. But those are the kind of things that make a quest. Like they're actual journeys in themselves. They're not just some side little, I don't even know what you call them, jobs? Little jobs? Fucking gigs. That's what they are, dude. You go on Craigslist, you type gigs. That's what questing in MMOs tends to be. It's like, oh, will you go pick 5 flowers for me, please? Thank you. Dude, what? No. Anyways, so yeah, a lot of these games are offering boosters and things, and in my opinion, I don't like it, dude. So if a game has a booster or anything, yeah, I could actually see a point of, returning players if they lost their account or something. Maybe a new player wants to play with a friend end game, but then really you're jumping into the deep end of the pool and you don't even know how to swim. So I don't know, that's kind of awkward. Like World of Warcraft, dude, you can get instant max level. A new account can get instant max level. World of Warcraft's kind of intense end game, dude. I don't know about that, dude. Even as a returning player, that for me, that's kind of daunting. Like, what if they wanted to be a tank? That's kind of a pivotal fucking role. It seems, I don't know. I do think that there is a need for questing. I just don't think there's a need for 99% of questing because it's garbage and shit, and any game that has a booster is instantly admitting that. Now, there's also some games that don't have quests proper. They're sandbox games and they have boosters and things. I think that there's like kind of a different debate. That's because that's more of like a pay-to-win kind of debate, like Albion Online, since, the guilds that have more boosters will have more silver and stuff and whatever, but you can buy it in-game if you play enough, whatever. I think that's a different conversation, so this is mostly going to be about PvE MMOs, MMO RPGs, the ones that focus on the RPG aspect, the whole, yeah. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Okay, we know. Anyway, so that's my opinion. That's what I think about it. I played a lot of these. Most of the time it's first impressions, but it's so funny how in just the first hour of gameplay, you immediately run into quests where you're already repeating, things. Like, pick 3 flowers, and then maybe 10 minutes later, you're doing a quest where you're picking 5 flowers. Oh, maybe these are blue flowers this time. Are you serious? It's just padding. It's really, in my opinion, just filth. And I really wish more people called it out previously in reviews and stuff, calling it cancerous, because as you can see how prolific it is, just like cancer, yeah, it's pretty toxic to, everything. Luckily, new MMOs are doing better and better. Guild Wars 2, Elder Scrolls Online, Final Fantasy 14 to an extent and stuff. Hey, The Secret World, actually, I did a top 10 list, if you guys want to look at that. Top 10 best RPG MMO. More and more games are trying to do more and more different things, and there's more MMOs that are branching out from just being usual RPGs, more sandboxing and stuff like that. So that's cool, and I like that, but it just kind of took a long time. And for people looking for new MMOs or old MMOs or just trying to find a new experience, it sucks, but you're gonna have to trudge through a whole lot of filth to get to the real game. Or for the low price of what the fuck ever, you can instant level to level fucking I don't even know. Or they can use it as promotional material like WildStar. Hey, you get to instant level 50, man. Come play our game, please, please. We're only admitting that most of the game is not good and most people don't like it, but hey, we have this really cool thing. Maybe you're a cool person and want to play it. Anyways, I'm not saying WildStar sucks. Its endgame's pretty lit, fam. So if you do want to check it out, actually, I implore you to do that. But anyways, those are my thoughts and opinions. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm done with the rant. Now it's your turn in the comments below. Hope you guys had fun. My name is Skylent, and I'll see you in the next one.